Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I have got an unboxing of a product from ONNAIS. I actually have done a video or two videos, I think, for them in the past. I think it was one video actually, where ONNAIS is a company. They sell their products on Amazon, but they do gun safes. So this is an Airsoft channel. Everything I show you on this channel is going to be related to Airsoft. However, this is a gun safe, effectively, that can be used for real steel as well as Airsoft. This is a company, they sent it to me last time. I have not been paid by them. This is a new product they have, which actually they sent me an email and I was like, I actually really like to review that because it looks pretty cool. But I do have a discount code for this if you would like. It's going to be down in the description below. So I think it's going to be 20% off the actual price. And I think I kind of did an initial like open up and just have a look at this, but I wanted to save the actual exploration of the product for the video. So I think you guys hopefully are going to like this just from what I've seen about it. I think it's got like 4 point something stars on Amazon, and the price of this is $100. So I've done like a full-sized pistol safe for them, where it was like a biometric unlock one. I've done a trigger lock, and this is kind of something in between. So I think they call this their biometric pistol gun safe fast access. And you may have seen this kind of thing before. We've got a quick start guide, and then this, which when I first kind of just like had a look at it just now, I was like, what is this? Because I couldn't remember exactly what it looked like. And it is kind of really cool. I don't know, you may look at it and be like, hey, this isn't that cool. They have sent this to me for free, so I haven't paid for this, but I'm basically just going to review it for them. But you're probably looking at it like, what is that? Now, this is one of those things that you may have seen, like people have it under their desks, or they have it in their bedrooms, on their table stands, or like, what is it, stand next to their bed, or they have it in a closet, or they have it in their car. But basically this little insert here is where your pistol is going to go into it. It's basically, I think, going to lock around the actual trigger guard, and then we're going to have, I think this is the biometric, and then this is a code lock to get it out. And then looks like here you've got two places right here for your magazines, and then this is where you can bolt it onto something. So it's basically like a mounting plate right there. So let's have a look at what's in the box. As I said, we've got this quick start guide. I'm going to go through this, and what I'm going to do in this video actually is test if it works firstly, but actually the main thing is just see what pistols fit in here. I have quite a lot of like Airsoft pistols, so it's going to be kind of cool to see if everything fits, if nothing fits, and anything in between. So in the box as well, so what do they actually call it on the box? On the box, it is called nothing. They don't actually have a name for it on the box. Fingerprint gun lock. So it's like a lock as opposed to being like a safe, because it is going to be like exposed in the way that you can actually grab the pistol. It's not locked inside like a box. So in this one, we have keys, which is here. So we'll see what those keys do. But I presume that's going to be like a hard, safe way of getting the actual pistol out, like if you forget your code. We have a charger. So yeah, there's a USB-C charging port right there, which means I presume this is like an actual internal battery. It's not necessarily something you have to like change the batteries out for. There is, however, though, a little access point here. So it may be that there is a battery, like a rechargeable battery like section in there that we can do. It's got 3 buttons on the back: add, res, and OK. Looks like there's some like rubberized like feet on the bottom here. So I expect that means if you want to, you could just lay it down that way. So maybe we'll test it that way. And then it looks like there are some plugs and some screws. So if you wanted to drill holes in your wall or something like that, and then screw this thing in directly, you have that option. The reason actually when they sent it to me, I remember I looked at it and I was like, that is kind of cool, is like for my real steel, and this isn't regarding Airsoft. I think for Airsoft, this is very cool, but for my real steel, I've got a pistol just to defend my family at home. And I basically have it for that reason only. I like airsoft. I get so many comments on the channel where people are like, hey, why don't you play with real guns? Hey, look at your accent. If only you lived in a free country. I live in the US and I do have real firearms. And the real firearms I have, it's fun to take to the range and to train with. But actually, in terms of like tinkering around, having fun, playing around, shooting with my friends, I can do that with an airsoft gun. And it's a lot more fun for me. So I actually use those primarily. However, I do have real steel for defense. Like I have 2 kids, I have a wife. I remember one time what happened was I moved into my new house where I am here. And we used to live in like a condo and we shared walls. And I felt safer there. Weirdly, you kind of think, oh, it's shared entrances. It was actually in a more dangerous part of LA. But I kind of never worried as much because if someone broke into my house at night and then tried to like rob things from me, do me harm, I could shout and scream and bang on the walls next to me and I felt like someone would hear it happening. Where my house is, it's in the middle of the lot that we live in, and so I don't really have people around and I have hedges that surround the actual property. And so my wife, one time she was pregnant, my kid was sleeping in his room, she thought she heard something and she just like taps me and goes, hey, I think I heard something downstairs. Can you go and check on it? I'm walking downstairs and as I'm walking down, I'm not like that scared, but I just thought like if someone has broken into my house, I live in the US and if they're breaking into a house, they are going to be armed and they're most likely going to have a firearm. So what am I going to do in this situation? I'm not actually going to be able to defend my family or like prevent my pregnant wife from being harmed or my child. So at that point, I was like, I need to have something real steel as well. And so I have a gun safe, a biometric gun safe, like actually the one ONNAIS sent me before, in my closet in my bedroom, which means if I hear something, and normally I won't get it out if I just kind of am like, oh, was that a door? Like, you know, or was that just like my dog or something making a noise downstairs? But if there does come a situation where I need to know that I have something there, I don't want to defend myself in a way where I shoot someone. Like I really don't want to do anyone harm, but having that last line of defense or being able to say to someone, I have a firearm up here, please go away, or please let me and my family leave and go out the door. Or if I need to fire it into the ground somewhere, I've got that option. And I feel like I would regret for the rest of my life if something happened to my family and I hadn't gone through that planning. What does pop up in my head though is, hey, if I hear something and someone's coming up the stairs, how quickly can I get to that? Like, can I run to my closet, either do the biometric, which sounds like that was very quick and easy to do, but I haven't set it up on this, do the biometric and get it out. Like I'm basically doing that, having the like lid open, getting it out. I've actually got like a trigger lock system on it because I don't want my kid to get access to it and do any damage to himself or his friends. So how quickly can I get it out to actually be able to defend myself? And so when they sent me this, I was like, okay, well, this basically is that middle ground where I can lock it away. It's unusable in terms of the firearm. No one can actually use it. However, I can get it out quickly and use it in worst case scenario if I really, really need to. So I've seen some of these online, you know, like some of the videos that go around of what they are. So I was like, 100% send it to me. I'd love to review it. And so I think what this is going to do is there is a lock button here. So by pushing this lock button, it looks like that engages that lock. Let's open up the quick start guide and just see. In fact, let's check the key and make sure this key actually unlocks it. So that key, okay, so that unlocks it. So basically, this is a key that you'd probably want to keep in another safe, but I can do that, just twist it, and that will unlock that, which I presume is going to release the pistol. On the quick start guide, I presume there is a code in here that will allow me to unlock it, and we'll find out what that is. Okay, quick start guide. Charge indicator is always on when fully charged and blinks when charging. Please avoid installing the gun lock too close to the ground to ensure proper charging. So obviously that means that if I have it bolted to something, I probably want to be able to charge it without taking it off the wall. And so that's kind of cool that they've got that there, because what I could probably do is either plug it into the wall when it needs to charge, or I could get one of those portable power banks. I haven't got one on my desk, and then I can just plug it in there and charge it remotely. But that means, I mean, I could take it off the wall every time, but I think that would be really annoying. This thing is very solid as well. Like, this is metal, this is metal. Like, the entire casing is metal. These are plastic. Looks like the magazine holders on the top. I presume that's what they are. But the thing is solid metal. So to rip it off the wall is going to be, or to like get anything in terms of getting what's in there out, it seems like it's going to be pretty tough. But I don't think I would want to undo screws to get it off the wall every single time. I think you could just have it stand alone, which is presumably why they have these feet here. You wouldn't need to have it bolted to something if you don't want to, but obviously safety-wise, like someone's going to be able to grab it, and I'm presuming they can't get to the trigger if the trigger locks in that far. But obviously you'd probably want to, like, if someone got hold of this, I don't know how much effort it would be to break this apart, you know, hitting it with a hammer or a sledgehammer, and then trying to effectively get it apart to get access to the firearm. So if it is bolted to a wall, that's like another step. It's kind of like, it would be the same with a regular gun safe. You know, like if it's available and it's there, someone will have access to it. So is there a code that I can put in there right now? Okay, so here's some examples of what that could be like on your nightstand. Nightstand, that's the word I was looking for. So it looks like here, you can basically bolt it onto the side. You could put it on the back of it so that your kid's not got access. But that means that I could roll over and basically reach to the side. Because me having to go into my closet, and my closet's actually close to where my door to my bedroom is, I'm basically having to like bridge that gap, get in there, unlock the safe, grab it, take it out, as opposed to just reaching from my bed, grabbing something and going. Or, you know, the other thing I was thinking is where my desk is here, having it bolted under the desk means if an intruder came in here and I was sitting there, it's kind of like one of those things in the movies where someone comes in with a gun and you see the person's like hand underneath the desk. That's kind of where I could have it. I don't think that's what I'm going to do, but I could have it. Let me just try and see if I lock that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Some of those are, oh, okay. So some of those I've had is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'll see how I can change that lock code right now, but basically that just unlocked it. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, that just unlocks, and you can hear the noise. Oh, I should do it here. So that's just doing that there. So I presume I can put that in. I'll set up this, or should I set it up? Because actually this may be a giveaway to one of the members. I'm either gonna do keep this, because actually I do quite like it. Like, I've just seen here, like all of these, it's kind of got these rubberized little teeth inside. So it seems like that would protect the slide on your replica or your real steel firearm when you're putting it in and out. Because that was something I was also worried about, is like, it's almost like a holster. And if it's just rubbing against solid metal, like, is that just going to scratch up and like damage what's there? In fact, let's get going. Like, why am I delaying this right now? Let's get testing on some of the pistols, because now I know how to unlock it. Let's start with something small. So this is actually what I have in real steel. This isn't real steel, this is Airsoft, but this is a little Glock 26. So this might be too small, I presume, for that. So what I'm going to do is put it in, so you guys can see it. I'm going to put it in there. That's not auto-locking. So if I push this, okay, so that's locked now. That's locked in place. Like, that's moving very slightly. But that is fully, like, that little metal bit is around that trigger now. Now, what is cool is it's got these rubberized areas here. I can't get into reaching that trigger. Like, there is no way, even though that's a small pistol, that I can get into reaching that trigger. However, I can get access to remove the mag. So if I pull that little piece there, you can see I can get to the mag release. So I can pull that out. That will sit perfectly in there. That's, I think, probably designed for Glock mags, because that literally has this little like retention tab. And as you can see there, as I push it in, that retains it. So what I could do is basically have a Glock 26 there, 2 loaded mags. Obviously the mags aren't like locked in, but really like you can't really use the ammunition without actually using the firearm. And then if I want to unlock this, I presume when I've set this up, I could do that and pull it, or I just go 1, 2, 3, one, and then that allows me to pull that out. So that's really pretty solid. Like, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know if this is going to be a giveaway, guys. This might be something I hold on to. But if you want one, there is a 20% discount code down below. So it's $100, I think, if you're buying it directly from Amazon. And if you're buying it through the discount code below, that's going to be 20% off, which is maths-wise $80. That's probably the easiest 20% off, like, calculation ever. Okay, so Glock 26 works. Let's try, what's another pistol that someone might have? Okay, so this is a Airsoft SIG P320 M17, so it's the full size version, the longer one. So that is going to be, again, something that someone may have. It's almost like, okay, so that's in and that's easy. Again, that's just locked in. What I was a little bit worried about is the red dot. Is that going to get in the way? And that literally just sits there perfectly. That's got even less movement. I've got access there to my mag release, so I can release the mag. That sits in, but actually isn't as snug in. This is an extended mag. But the other thing to think about is with an Airsoft replica, I've got these feed lips sticking out. And so, like, that's not going to sit in the same way. It would sit there fine. And obviously, if I had a real SIG magazine, it's not going to have that. It's going to have the bullets at the top, not the actual feed lips like that. But I could quite easily have that mounted either sideways there or on the bit. And then if I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, then that's giving me the option to pull that out. So that works really well, guys. That's locked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and I've got that out, ready to go. Okay, so that fits, and it's like a really, like, it's kind of, I should probably try and show you guys as I'm doing it, but it's a really, like, the actual, like, teeth, or the, like, these little, what are they called, teeth? No, I probably shouldn't point that in my face. These little grooves or teeth or whatever it is, like, it's kind of like a really soft motion to pull it in, and there is resistance when you pull it out, but not much resistance at all. Okay, so that is P320, fits well. I have also got my Glock 45, but that does have a laser and a flashlight on it. And so I think that's not going to fit because, yeah, so that's not going to fit. It basically has like a ledge in there. So the barrel's going to sit over the ledge. So one thing just to note is that if you have a actual like lower attached laser or flashlight, then that's not going to fit in the gun safe. So that one's not going to work. What else do we have? I've got, okay, so this is my Glock 34. So this is a long boy. So I don't know if that's going to have the space to go in. Let's test that. Yeah, that's fine. So the Glock 34, pretty much the longest Glock you're going to get. That goes in there fine. Again, I've got a red dot on there. That's absolutely fine. That's not getting in the way. And then that is straight out. So the Glock 34 works. Okay, this will be another interesting one. So this is a Taran Tactical Sand Viper. Different like size caliber, that one. Okay, so I don't know if this one's gonna fit. I'll put this all the way in. And that is not fitting. So I think it could be because the Trijicon there is like basically touching that edge. It also has this extended mag release, and that is kind of catching slightly on that piece there. Yeah, so that is not allowing me to engage that. So the Sand Viper, not that a huge amount of people are going to have a Sand Viper, but that's not going to fit. Okay, so this is going to be one I do not expect is going to fit because it is a Desert Eagle, and that is massive. No. Okay, so that is just to, it's almost like the space in the top here. It's kind of going most of the way in, and I could probably force it. I could force it. No, but I don't think that's going to go all the way in. Or if it is, it's not going to be like a fast release. I didn't do the code right. It's not going to be a fast release that's going to allow you to get that out. So that's not going to fit. We have an M9. So we'll see if that fits. Okay, yep, M9 fits fine. That's in there nicely. Again, no access to the trigger. You've got access to the mag release. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Nice, that's going to fit well. Let's go with the USP compact. Yep, that works there fine. That's a bit more wiggly, like that's moving around a bit more. Okay. This will be, actually that's never going to fit. I was going to say, will an AAP01 fit, but that's not going to fit because that's a massive suppressor on there. That's obviously going to be really only Airsoft relevant. This, which is my Scorpion, is definitely not going to fit because it has that magazine on the front. We have a 2011. So that's like a Salient Arms copy 2011. So that's going to go in there. And that locks in great. That's got no movement in it at all. So that, again, is a really good little one. Again, this mag, is it going to fit that? Yep, so that holds that quite nicely. Again, with the Airsoft, you've got the feed lips, so that's not going to be relevant on a real steel. Oh, didn't get that one out there. I relocked it. Okay, I didn't push it in fully. Okay, there we go. So that one is all good, the 2011. What else do we have? Let's maybe try... I think the only other one I've got here to try is a revolver, and I don't think that's going to fit. Like, this is, again, an Airsoft hater. It is huge. Yeah, and that cylinder there is going to stop that from going in further. So that's not going to go in there. Again, I don't know how many people have got this as a home defense, but, you know, someone might have that, so that's just something to bear in mind. And I think that is all I have in terms of like ones to test. So last thing we're going to do is just try and set up this biometric, and then we can fingerprint scanner. I think that's what we want to do. Unlock the gun. Okay, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Press add. Okay, so we've unlocked this. Yep. Press add. And the new password can be 5 to 10 digits. So I'm going to go add. Okay, so that didn't do that. So that's unlocked. Unlock the gun safe by pushing the key administered password and OK. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and then we're going to hit add. And then that's flashing on the back there. So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then OK. And then repeat the new password, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so that now should have set that as the actual password. Let's try it with the Glock 26. Let's hope that I haven't messed this up. Okay, so that's locked in. I'll go with my new one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And that's done. So now I've basically got that as the way to set the password. That's very easy. Okay, so now we're going to go with setting the fingerprint. So it says enter your password, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then press add. Put the finger in the designated place. So if I'm grabbing it there, I'll probably go with this finger. Repeat 4 times. So I'm going to do different areas of my finger. Now it's clicked. Long beep means successful. 3 rapid beats means fail. Okay, and so now if I lock this and I just go, okay, wow, that's pretty easy. So if I'm doing that, I think that's the finger I would go with. I'm trying to think, I might be good actually to have it on a thumb, but actually the size of the pistol would affect that a lot. So if I lock that, I just go, oh, I didn't put my finger out. There, done. So it's obviously a lot quicker than just doing the code. But what I probably would do is just set it up to like the end of my finger, because I think from where I'm grabbing it ergonomically, I'd probably put it there. But that's really, really easy. Okay, so that is that done. Tells you how to lock it, tells you how to turn off the sound. I think I'd probably keep the sound on. And then it takes you through the installation steps. It's got questions and answers. So yeah, guys, I think for $100, I think that's really good value. I mean, obviously, it's only allowing you to store one firearm. And this is really, I think, for those situations where you're going to need fast access. It's not going to be the situation with the gun safe where you're like keeping it inside, like, you know, a drawer or wherever it is and hiding it. This is going to be in sight, you know, like you may hide it behind like a nightstand or whatever that is, or inside like something in your car or wherever. But it is going to be, as soon as someone sees the safe, they're going to see what's in it because it's on the outside. So it's really like based for that. The trigger lock is good, but that means someone can pick it up and walk around with it. Whereas this thing, for me, I think is, if I can find somewhere in my bedroom that is out of the way of my wife seeing it, my kids seeing it, and I can get quick access like that, I would feel pretty comfortable keeping a magazine in there, just because then I could actually get to it. Airsoft wise, I think it's just very cool, like LARPing. Again though, if you want to have your airsoft guns around and you've got kids, like these things can do some damage. They can take your eye out. So actually having that there, and then having the thing where my kid can't get access to it, or I'm shooting some content with it and I don't want to go and put it away or whatever it is, and I just want this here. If you're playing like some kind of milsim game or something like that, or you know what you could actually use it in is in like a game where it's like a defuse the bomb kind of code thing, like, oh, you need to get access to this thing to defend yourself. Actually like giving someone the code and saying, hey, you need to get to it or work out what the code is. Again, you could use it in that situation. But anyway, guys, as I said, ONNAIS sent this to me for free. They didn't say I had to send it back. They have given me a discount code, so that is going to be down below in the description. But I'm really happy. Like the last products they sent me were great. They're really well reviewed on Amazon. So yeah, so I'm pretty happy. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I will see you very soon on the next video, and let me know if you have any questions on this down in the comments below. Goodbye.